I told you 2 weeks ago, I said, when the Lions are about to play the Browns, I said, I don't care about this Browns game. I don't care about it. I said, what do I care about?
Don't like the Browns.
I said in 10 days, they play against the Kansas City Chiefs in the night game, and I believe the Chiefs are getting people back. It's going to be at home, starting to look like they got some issues that they're figuring out. I want to see how that game looks. And then the Chiefs win. And now I'm excited.
Controversially.
No, definitely it's a controversial win.
Yeah.
Like I'm 100% agreeing with the chat. I'm agreeing with you can't have 0 penalties when I can show you 7 plays. Like, and it's at home and it's consistent. It's becoming a thing. It gets to the point where your head coaches and Mark Verbo, they're just laughing.
Yes.
They're legitimately laughing. Like, that's how crazy it's been to where now head coaches in the NFL, they can't even get mad. Like, they're laughing.
Well, so that means this, though. The league is, I think, not sensitive, but the league understands perception.
Right.
They do.
They?
There's examples of it everywhere, okay? They understand what people are talking about, what people feel, and so on and so forth. How do they not read this proverbial room?
I just don't think they give a, personally. I just don't think they care because coming into this game against the Lions, all people talked about is who's going to be the 12th man for the Kansas City Chiefs? The Zebras. That's all everybody talked about. And we have situation upon situation upon situation or examples of it being the case for the Chiefs in the past 4 years. Hell, you can just say 2. You can say 1 if you're going to go that route. So you know that. You come into a game, and how do you respond to that? You ignore 3 egregious plays. You ignore 7 on total, and then you also just ignore everything because you finished the game with 0 calls on the Kansas City Chiefs. That means they can't read the room. No, that means they don't care.
Are you as a player against them? Do you think Lions players would you be recognizing? Man, they haven't been whistled for 1 penalty.
That's what gets you to the Brian Branch situation at the end of the game. I'm not making excuses for it. You know that's my guy. Look,
Yeah.
I side with Dan Campbell. Let's start there. I side with what Dan Campbell said. I don't have to say anymore, but I understand the aggression. I understand it. Because when you go into a game and you know, we've had to deal with this before, what did they see 2 years ago that they may have ignored because they won the game? So you come into this game and then you experience things, not 1 play, not 2 play, a couple plays, and you lose the game, man. Losing adds insult. So now you lose, now you a little bit, now you see red like the Bulls on the Looney Tunes cartoons back in the day, and now you make the move, which is an idiotic move. But I understand the frustration. But the frustration can't turn into that.
Agreed. It's a selfish play. It's a stupid play, and he's my guy too. I love him.
Yeah.
I think he's an
Jersey
outstanding player. I did want to ask you this because there was a little bit of debate between me and Anson yesterday regarding this.
Oh Lord, what y'all talking about?
Well, my belief is there is a referee meeting every single time before the game with the coaches, not together. But the referees come in and meet with head coach Braylon Edwards. They meet with head coach Kool-Aid.
We see him coming in the locker room.
Sure, absolutely. Right. Takes about 10 minutes. Go over a few things in a refresher. At that point, I think there are coaches, when they have something, a bag of tricks up their sleeve, I want you to know we're doing something similar to this. They're not telling you down in distance when it's going to happen, but they're giving you a heads up to be on the lookout for it. Skipper, a couple years ago, catching the pass, right? Or reporting to the referee. Do you believe that is something that Dan Campbell indicated to the referees, number 1, and number 2, how bad did they get it wrong, or how right were they considering how late they threw the flag?
I would say definitely he had a conversation with the refs. We know what happened in Dallas 2 years ago. We know how big of a stinker that was, even though we know it was on them. Fine. Dan went out of his way to make sure from the very rest for the very rest of his time as a head coach. Since then, he has talked to the refs. He's reported plays. He's told them. He's cracked jokes about it. You've seen Dan. Hey, reporting. They make jokes about it, but the joke didn't stop. They kept it going. I know this for a fact that he's dialed in. They had the conversation. They just didn't care.
Right.
They simply just didn't care. Now, as it relates to the penalty, here we go again, Kool-Aid. Remember I told you what I wanted the Netflix documentary to be about? I wanted it to be about all the calls that randomly happened on the Lions that haven't happened for 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years. Oh, here's this call yet again. And what team was it?
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions. I'm like, I've never heard this. What is this call even?
Why isn't that a catch?
I legitimately have watched. I've been watching football
We can add it
since
to
I
the
could
show.
watch football and understand football. I've been playing football for Lord knows how long. Never have I heard this. I still don't understand what happened.
Jared Goff didn't hear it, and they indicated to the referees that they were going to run it. He thought it was you had to have your hands under center. There's a communication problem between the National Football League and its players.
I am so glad you said that. Because when we go back to the Dallas game, we all were made aware that the Detroit Lions take their trick plays to the refs and tell them every detail of it.
Well, they do that before the game, but I think what he's referring to is Dan Skipper actually went up to the referee and said, "I am reporting.
Yeah.
Hello, do you hear me?" Right?
And then if you're gonna make a call like that, please make it on time.
Thank you.
Just make it like you can alleviate a lot of the BS. You can we won't be having this conversation on Tuesday, regardless if I missed yesterday or not. If you would have just threw the flag, because you guys read the rule book, you guys know the rule book, so you knew what happened, you knew what the call was, so you knew right then and there, boop, flag on the play, or was it, huh? You got to throw a flag?
Wait, we can't have Kansas City down?
And that's not what it is, Shep, but that's what it is, Shep. Like that's not what it is. We don't believe
that's
so.
Good acting, by
but
the
that's
way.
exactly what it is.
That should be like on
Throw
the big
it
screen
right away.
there.
That's a foul.
Excuse me, what's that?
Wait, Patrick,
it's a foul.
what
It's
you
not a
said?
touchdown. No touchdown. Wave the touchdown off. Don't let Jared Goff do a 10-minute celebration.
Right.
Don't let everybody get excited. Usually when the flag is thrown right away, receivers, he was a receiver in this place, caught touchdown. You do the song dance. You took a look. There was nothing.
Right.
There was nothing on the initial look back once he turns around after he's talking to the crowd. And then all of a sudden he takes a couple more steps and gets out of the end zone. Now all of a sudden here's the laundry. Here's the explanation. So I just think if you're going to call a call like that, just get it right at the beginning. Don't make it look like you didn't know the rule book, which seems to happen on the Detroit Lions once a year.
It does make it look like you don't know what you're doing as a refereeing team and the league. It makes it look like we're uncertain. This can't be reviewed, so we'll throw the flag. Okay.
So there's a lot of rules that I'm starting to realize I don't know, and what I'm starting to also realize is I ain't the only one, because it seems like a lot of referees don't know the NFL rules as well.
It's one thing, to your point, I think it becomes a lot more credible if the referee is there, throws it right away. But for them to convene, talk about it, then throw the flag, try to convene again and realize, you know what, maybe this is exactly what happened. They just look uncertain of it all.
It also looks like the information is coming from somewhere else, and that's illegal.
What? Yeah, I didn't get that indication that it would come from the Chiefs, but with an earpiece, it could be from New York. You're saying.
There you go. Like if somebody's giving you information from New York, like, hey, that's illegal, blah blah blah. It's up to the head ref to make a rule in the indications, and once they get there, then they can have that conversation. But you don't. Those guys are on TV.
Yeah.
You can't call those guys. They can't radio to you and say, hey, this is going on. But that's what it feels like.
Exactly.
Somebody gave a phone call and said, hey, look, you can pull out this level 6, paragraph 12. It says, I know I'm going crazy.
No, you're right, Braylon. This is not Major League Baseball years from now where somebody is upstairs pressing ball or strike, okay, and telling the home plate umpire. This is an NFL referee team, and there's a lot of rules. We understand that. They're supposed to know that rule, and they're supposed to know it right away. And what they did was screw the Lions. And I'm sorry, I'm not talking as a homer here. I hope people know me, but that is unacceptable at that level.